What's good, people? I have here a fragrance, and really, the fragrances like these, like the ones I got, like the ones I'm going to talk to you guys about, they're the reason I make content. This fragrance right here is like the perfect example of what I've been saying about these decant reviewers. The fragrance I'm talking about right here is called Blue Talisman. It's from Nihilio. It's just the perfect example of why you should just ignore and unsubscribe from all these decant reviewers. This is also a good fragrance for me to talk about because it's probably part of the free bottle brigade, and it's the latest hype train. It's the best thing since sliced bread, and it probably is when you only spent $20 on a decant of it. Unfortunately, to a lot of people that watch reviews of a product for the purpose of buying the product, this actually costs $350. Yes, it is indeed a niche fragrance. And I got a fun experiment I want you guys to try out. I want you to go to Fragrantica and look at just the top notes of this fragrance. If you have the fragrance, I don't want you to spray it on your skin or wear it for a day. I want you to spray it on a piece of paper and tell me that the top notes and the smell of just like the test strip don't match up with the majority of reviews on this fragrance, because they're probably only wearing it for a day, if that, and they're probably basing most of their review on what they've read from Fragrantica or copying and pasting other reviews. I've had a little bit of time with this fragrance, and I can tell you some things that they probably can't, like since it didn't come out of a decant, I can tell you, whether or not 5 sprays lasts a whole day. How many sprays from this bottle are the equivalent of a tiny decant for them to tell you that? I have no idea, but that's okay. Neither do they. And by the way, you saw the atomizer? Great pressurized atomizer. I do like the bottle. The bottle's very nice. I especially like, I don't know if this is going to pick up on the camera, just the beautiful color on the top of the cap. I mean, yeah, this is, it's pretty classy. It's not the most elegant. It's not some super weird Lattafa bottle, but it's going to look pretty classy on your shelf. Now, the reason I thought making this video was important, it's not because like, oh, yeah, it's $300, but you got to go get it right now. This is the greatest fragrance I've ever smelled. It's not because any of that. It's because these reviewers, whether it's decant reviewers or just people with broken noses, they're kind of selling you this fragrance because it gets them the clicks and the views and the clout and the free bottles. But they're not telling you what the actual fragrance is. They're kind of spewing the same nonsense. And, when I bought it, just based off reviews, I thought it was like a Blue Day Chanel. I mean, it's blue. I thought it was a blue fragrance, just a super upscale blue fragrance, and it's not really that at all. In fact, this was kind of so important to me that I have some notes right here just to kind of get out what I'm talking about. Let me read you the notes first. The notes are pear, bergamot, mandarin orange, ginger, orange blossom, Georgie wood or Georgian wood, ambrofix, which I'm guessing is, the new ambroxan, musk, and akigaya wood. Excuse me. Akigaya wood. I never did win that spelling bee. And the reason I'm going to need notes is because, despite the nonsense that they're spewing, and I really do think they're kind of shortchanging this fragrance, this is a very unique fragrance. I don't often smell fragrances like these that are not like, higher end Chanel fragrances or, super rare, expensive Dior fragrances. I'm sure, vintage guys like Ramsey or Eugene, may have smelled something like this before, but I haven't smelled anything like this since probably, I think Dior makes a fragrance called I forgot the name of it, number 52 or something like that. But this nonsense about, oh, it's a citrus aquatic, blue fragrance and it's clean. Stop it. Wear the fragrance, people. In the top, you do get the pear and the mandarin orange. I really don't get a lot of bergamot. You do get a little freshness from the ginger. You would think, because of the citrus, that it's sharp, but mandarin's kind of a soft citrus. So it's a soft opening. There's nothing sharp. This is a very smooth fragrance. As a matter of fact, when you wear it, it feels like a soft cashmere sweater. You get the florals of the orange blossom. The musks in this, I don't know what Ambrofix is, but the musk and the Ambrofix with the orange blossom and just the soft notes at the top. I mean, this is like as soft as all natural cotton. Talk about the ultimate like white t-shirt fragrance. And if it were just that, this would be pretty solid. But this is $350, so there has to be something in here to push it to that niche, to that upper class, to that high end. And it's the Akigaya wood. The Georgia wood, I've looked into it. Georgia wood, Georgian wood. It's something like similar to ISO-E Super. ISO-E Super. Sorry, I'm not Mr. Fancy Hands chemist. But it is a very clean wood, and then it's juxtaposed with this Akigaya wood, this dark wood. It's almost like kind of a dry, smokeless oud. So you have the cleanness, the freshness, the musks, and then you have this woodiness. And this is a woody fragrance, people. I don't think these people have worn it enough to tell you this. This is a woody fragrance leaning towards darker woods. These people are pushing this out like it's a summer banger. Nah, it's a pretty dark, woody fragrance, just surrounded by this cloud of freshness. I came to kind of call out BS and burst bubbles, so I can definitely burst the bubble of the nonsense that people are trying to tell you of what this smells like. But I cannot necessarily burst the bubble of kind of how high of a quality fragrance this is, how good it is, because despite their nonsense, I mean, like I said, I think they're shortchanging this fragrance. They're making it sound like such a shillfluencer fragrance. Like, no, it's actually a very good fragrance. It's an amazing fragrance, if I'm going to be honest. It's just not the fragrance they're selling. And I think that's what they're doing. They're selling it. I'm not selling you this. I'm telling you what it smells like. And you might want to get a sample and try it. As mass appealing as they want to believe this fragrance is, I don't think it's that mass appealing. I think that dark woodiness may turn some people off. But I personally, and this is where my opinion comes in, because I know a lot of people are getting their feathers ruffled and pretending a lot of what I'm saying is an opinion, because fragrances are subjective, which is odd because reviewers I do trust don't seem to have a problem describing what a fragrance smells like, and then I go smell it and it smells just like it. Whether I like it personally is subjective, but not what they're smelling. But my opinion on this fragrance is that it's very good. I have worn it in air conditioning in an office, and I also have worn it in 100, and God knows how hot it was at 112, in 112 degree weather outside. And despite, maybe it isn't all your fragrance if you live in Alaska or I don't know, some cooler part of the country. That maybe people in San Francisco where it gets like 80 degrees in the summer. But at 114 degrees, you are really going to smell that Akigaya wood. You're going to smell like you rolled out of some rich guy's desk. You know what? People always ask me in the comments, like, what would you give it out of 10? And I really don't like to do that because these decant reviewers, these lazy reviewers who seem to wear it once, yet still write full review in the title of the video, they've set the bar so low. They've given you so little that you guys think my videos are reviews, and they're not. And even no matter how many times I tell you guys, these aren't reviews. You're literally watching a random guy buy fragrances and wear them and experience them. A lot of times, really nice stuff like this, I'm experiencing it for the first time. It's just these reviewers, they call themselves reviewers, I don't. They've set such a low standard that you're looking at my little, kind of quirky videos and you're thinking they're reviews, because as little as I even give you, it's like way more than they give you. It's why I kind of avoid, rating things and giving these things a number. But I do like to do that because it lets you really know how I feel about a fragrance. And if I were to give this Ex Nihilio a number, I'd give it a really good 9 out of 10. It's not just, I don't wear it and be like, oh, it's amazing. This is the greatest thing. I'd pay $400. I'd pay $500. I just think it's a great fragrance, and I wish it were a little less expensive. $350. I just wish that this were on a Macy's counter and this were a high-end designer, like, while people were complaining about, oh my God, this is $210, but it's worth, it would be worth it. I'd much rather it go at that price, but unfortunately it is $350. I still, as much as I love it, I think it's a little overpriced. But again, it's a great fragrance. And to be honest with you, I personally think decants are super expensive. I actually only use them when I'm interested in a super expensive fragrance, or like when I'm going to buy a bunch of them from one house. That way I could learn their whole house and then pick and choose which full bottles to get. But this fragrance is like $350, so I would try a decant. I'd get you a nice big decant, like maybe a 5 ml or a 10 ml, and that might be all you need. I would ride that decant out till it's completely empty. And some people have burned 5, 10 mls quickly, even though they call this a great performing fragrance. How odd that they burn through that much in decants that quick. It's a great performing fragrance.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah, we called it a bullshit.
You can see I didn't burn through 10 mls of it. If I did, I wouldn't be raving about how great the performance is. But, get you a nice, fat decant of it, because you may not love it, but I think you'll at least like it. You may not want a full bottle at that price, but you may just want, a decant for like $20, $30, $40. You know what? Throughout this entire video, it's been really bothering the crap out of me that I can't remember the name of this Chanel or Dior, whatever it was. I'm going to go grab the bottle. Hold on a second. I got it. It was Chanel 1957. Oh my God. This smells like God's fabric softener. These are what the sheets smelled like when they made Jesus. But again, I'm rambling on too long with this video. Go check it out. Ex Nihilio Blue Talisman.